Just when you thought big real estate investors had left the Phoenix market for good, bam! Sherman Residential rolls back in with a cool $72 million deal.
Apparently Phoenix is like that ex you just can't quit. And honestly, can you blame them?
Chicago-based Sherman Residential just made a major comeback to the Phoenix market after a 20-year break, dropping $72 million on a 237-unit Class A apartment complex at 7th Street and Camelback. Originally known as Vela on Camelback, they've rebranded to Axis on Camelback because, nothing says luxury like a fresh name on a new coat of paint.
And speaking of upgrades, they're pumping another $600,000 into renovations this year. Fresh paint, balcony repairs, and a hand-painted mural of Camelback Mountain. Because if there's one thing that sells apartments, it's Instagrammable wall art.
Over the next 5 years, they're budgeting $1 million in improvements before flipping it for a tidy profit. Meanwhile, rents start in the 1300s, with some tenants scoring up to 8 weeks of free rent.
That's right, free rent, which just goes to show, even in a tight rental market, you can still negotiate if you know where to look.
Sherman first bought in Phoenix back in 2000, sold their last property in Peoria in 2011, and now they're back for more. So what's the play here?
Simple. Phoenix real estate, it's still hot. Investors know the valley is a magnet for job growth, new residents, and people who would rather rent than cough up 7% mortgage rates.
Plus, with new developments tightening up due to high construction cost, exiting Class A apartments are looking more attractive than ever.
So what's the takeaway for landlords? 1, big investors are back, which means more competition. 2, if they're offering free rent, you better make sure your units are competitive. And 3, if you've got a solid rental property in a prime location, you're sitting on gold.
And if your property doesn't have a hand-painted mural of Camelback Mountain, well, get your paintbrushes ready.